drop literally everything you're doing right now, grab a bag of catnip, we're going on a rescue mission. Welcome back to the Arctic Beyond. Now, I've covered the amazing story of Diego, the most famous cat in Iceland, before, but that video was kind of when the channel was very early, not very many people saw it. I have got this huge update on Diego to give you right now. If you saw the other video and you don't want to repeat the information that you heard before, I'll cover the newest update right now so as not to waste your time. Then after this, I'll go into everything about Diego. So if you've seen that before, you can just watch this first bit and then click off. If you listen to the first bit and you want to know everything about Diego and why he's so famous and beloved in Iceland, you can stick around, watch the whole video, okay? On Sunday, the 24th of November, life had been really as it always is for Diego. He was in the Skeiðan area, East Reykjavik, and he was just enjoying life, going around all the various places that he likes to visit, getting love from all the employees that he has and his beloved fans and his huge international fan club of about 15,000 members. This is a beloved cat. But late on Sunday, something troubling happened. Someone was seen picking up Diego in the store where he was hanging out, and they took him out of the store and onto a bus, and then the bus drove away. This picture was taken by a bystander who is one of Diego's many fans, and you can see just about, it's not a very good photo unfortunately, just about in the corner, you can see Diego just in the back window of the bus, looking kinda scared. Of course, there's a chance that this is another cat, who knows what's going on. This person put the photo in the Facebook group, let the owners of Diego know, he does have human owners, let the owners know, and they confirmed, we can't find Diego. People were searching, the whole fan club in the area of Reykjavik where he lives started searching all the areas where he likes to hang out. No one, even to the point of recording now, no one has been able to find Diego. Diego's owners have offered a reward, and CCTV footage from the store where he was taken from has been passed over to both the police and to Diego's owners. Unfortunately, at this point, that's really all the information that we have. There is speculation on the online fan group about who did this, about, oh, I think it was a woman who did this, I think it was a man who did this, I think they look like this. I don't think it's a good idea to go into that kind of baseless speculation about the person looked like this. There's been enough internet manhunts, internet witch hunts that have really caused serious damage. So the best we can hope for right now is that the CCTV footage helps find whoever seems to have done this, and that possibly, maybe it's all a big misunderstanding, and Diego is returned safe and sound, hopefully. I really hope it has just been a big misunderstanding, because I simply cannot fathom why someone would kidnap Diego. The most worrying feeling that I can have, probably the worst case scenario, is that kind of parasocial nature of internet celebrity culture has permeated through to Iceland and to this person, and then in some way they decided, I am the best person to have Diego, you know, I love him the most, I'm his biggest fan. In an additional twist to the tale, I'm recording this late on Monday, another cat, sort of celebrity cat, lesser celebrity if you like, you know, has social media profiles, that kind of thing, hangs out in public, hangs out in businesses like Diego, but doesn't have quite the kind of following that Diego has. But that cat as well has also gone missing this morning. So there's this cat, Ophelia, who spends her days in the local supermarket Ice Mart. She was last seen at about 9 AM at the Ice Mart, but she's normally there all day. But she was last seen at 9 AM and then she disappeared. No one has seen her since. Her owners haven't seen her since. Her fans, local neighbours, people who work in the Ice Mart, no one has seen her since 9 AM on Monday morning. I'll definitely be keeping on top of this story. I'll let you know if there's any updates. I will link the fan group, the fan Facebook group for Diego in the description below. The owners of Diego are moderators of that group, and if you ever have any information about Diego, they ask that you post it directly in the group, and they will definitely see it there. If it just so happens someone seeing this video ends up knowing anything, please take it to the Facebook group. And of course, if all turns out well and you just want to hang out with Diego, like many of us, including me, then take a look at the Facebook group and hey, we'll have a grand old time. Well, anyway, that's really the latest update about Diego. If you want to learn about why he's so beloved, let's get into the story of Diego, the most famous cat in Iceland.
Oh, it's story time.
For about the last 8 years, Diego has been the king of the Skafan area of Reykjavik. While he does have a loving home, he did a full-on Mufasa, believing that everything the light touches is my kingdom. A swift campaign followed of big eyes and making biscuits on people's laps, and he quickly conquered territory around the Skafan area, including the Suzuki dealership, the A4 stationery store, and the Haukub supermarket. Now, Diego is a gracious lord of his land. Every day he would bless the servants and the inhabitants of his kingdom with his presence. He would go around the various shops and businesses, accepting tributes of love and cuddles, and in return, his beauty would nourish those around him. Diego's friendly, warm nature and adventurous spirit very quickly warmed him up to everyone in the local area, and very quickly, sort of a local fan club started to develop. The close-knit nature of Icelandic culture meant that news of this friendly, lovely cat hanging out in all sorts of businesses quickly spread around, and a fan club developed. His owner set up this Facebook group, Spottaði Diegó, where every day people are posting photos, sharing stories of, oh my god, I came all the way from wherever in the world. I came from Australia, or I came from Asia, and I just came because I wanted to see Diego. People had traveled far and wide just to bless and give tribute to our Lord Diego. Diego, at this point, he had settled into his kingdom. His gospel of meows and purrs was spreading as well. And all was well in the kingdom, until December 2022. A car hit Diego, and he was taken to hospital. He was very quickly diagnosed with torn ligaments, torn muscles, and dislocated legs. Really, really nasty accident. And as anyone with pets will know, the cost of these kind of recovery and surgery was going to be really expensive. His owner set up a fundraiser, hoping that enough money would be able to be raised to get Diego back to health. And oh boy, were their prayers answered. With donations coming from far and wide, including from Domino's Pizza, they managed to raise in a single day 400,000 Icelandic krona, which was able to pay entirely for all the operations he needed, for all the recovery, and donate a hefty chunk of money to a cat rescue charity as well. Diego was able to get immediate treatment, and after 2 surgeries and a long period of home rest, he was back, baby. The next year was one of peace and prosperity in the kingdom, until early 2024, when deceit and betrayal brought a shadow of Diego's kingdom. Haukub, the grocery store that was one of Diego's first ever conquests, banned him from their territory. Mutiny, betrayal, cowardice, oath breaker. Citing so-called national health and hygiene rules that says that a cat can't be present where there's also food around. I mean, what? Have you seen people? Have you seen what people are like? Diego is cleaner than every single person who has ever been in that grocery store. The store manager attempted to quell the outrage of his betrayal by saying that, well, Diego can still hang out in the entranceway to the store. We keep the bags of soil there, and he really likes to sleep on top of the bags of soil, which, yes, is true. And yes, Diego did. When the doors wouldn't open for him, he would take, well, I'm just going to go sleep on a bag of soil, but he deserves to go inside that store. It's his store. It was always his store. It always will be his store. Very recently, the fan group were able to actually petition the store manager to get a proper bed put in the entranceway. The reaction across the kingdom was severe to this betrayal. Various of the other stores put up signs in their windows saying, Diego, you are welcome here. They started installing more infrastructure so that Diego would be even more comfortable in their lands. For instance, in the Suzuki dealership, there's a whole little corner of the dealership which is all set up for him to be as comfortable as possible at all times. Best of all, though, is the A4 stationery store. Diego always loved to sleep on piles of printer paper. As anyone with a cat will know, paper is somehow the most comfortable bedding ever made for a cat. Especially fresh, white paper that has no marks on it whatsoever, paper that can be dirted by just touching it. That makes it even more comfortable, it turns out. And without any fanfare, just love and support for their king, they put blankets over this paper, making it even more comfortable. This paper, by the way, it's still for sale. Like, this is still stock, this is still a business. But they put a blanket over the huge stack of paper to make it even more comfortable for him. Pretty much locking off a part of the store to make it not impossible, but certainly more difficult to buy anything from a part of the store. That's just how loyal they are to Diego. And then on top of that, the cherry on the cake, the flag on the royal tower for Diego is a little sign. A little sign that makes sure everyone knows this is where Diego likes to sleep. And that brings us back to today. If there's one thing that I think we've learned from Diego's history and story, it's that he's more than just a friendly cat. He's a survivor. I am deeply worried and very angry at the thought of someone intentionally harming or traumatizing Diego. But if there's one thing we can take heart, it's that he is strong. Again, if anyone has any information at all which might be of help, I will put a link in the description below for the Facebook group where you can get in touch with Diego's owners. Stay safe, cuddle your pets, keep Diego in your thoughts. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.